In 2019, I did something kinda crazy. So for 12 months, 365 days, 8,760 hours, I did not go shopping. Well, there's a little more to it, so let's get into it. Welcome to the Trendy Toonie, where we talk all things money. Today, I'll share one of my largest tips that has changed the trajectory of my finances in so many ways. Now, if you've never heard of a no-buy year, Forbes defines it as 365 days dedicated to cutting out extraneous purchases in order to reset your relationship to consumerism. A bonus is it can also help you save a lot of money that you otherwise would have spent on, let's face it, non-necessities. So what are the rules? Everyone's rules may vary, but this is how I chose to set it up for myself. I took a look at my 2018 budget and saw where I personally tended to overspend, and then those became the areas of the focus for my no-buy year. So for me, that meant things like no clothing or accessories or shoes, no makeup or skincare or nail care, forget it, and absolutely no more books. Things like getting a mani-pedi or a service are pretty infrequent for me, so I didn't even bother adding those. But nail polish, on the other hand, I'm tempted to get a new color every time I'm at the store. Now, your fixed monthly expenses like your mortgage, your rent, utilities, groceries, of course, these have to be paid. This is not about spending zero money. It's about appreciating what you already have and rebuilding your habits. Now, the only exception for the challenge was that I could replace if something was used up. And if I didn't already have a backup, or it's something that I genuinely couldn't go without, like toothpaste, then it was okay. So you might be thinking, why? Why would you do this? Well, my first motivation was pretty simple. Save money and go on a trip. The joy of a new dress or makeup is pretty temporary, but for me, I think the memories of a trip can last a lifetime. I wanted to be more intentional with my money, and I personally preferred to spend it to travel somewhere new instead of adding to my already full closet, vanity, or bookshelf. Now, the second motivation was to actually use up what I already had. Like that blush that I got from Sephora 2 years ago as a birthday gift, and I never use it, or those never-ending eyeshadows. Seriously, they just won't hit pan. It was either time to use them up or find them a new home. So let's talk dollars. I had calculated that in 2018, I had spent an average of about $170 on clothing, skincare, and books. So instead, each month I would put aside that exact amount into my travel fund. Throughout the year, I also did some decluttering and sold some stuff, and by the end of the year, I had actually saved, drumroll please, about $2,200. Now, this may seem like a little or a lot to you, but it really all adds up. And the average American consumer spends $1,700 a year on clothes alone. So if you think about it, in 2018, that $2,200 is the amount I spent on non-essentials. And instead, in 2019, it's the amount that I saved. So unfortunately, once 2020 rolled around, the whole travel thing kind of just went right out the window. However, I didn't let that money go to waste, and instead, because I had that liquidity available, I was able to invest it when the stock market dip happened earlier in the year. So fast forward 2 years, and how have my spending habits changed after my no-buy year? Well, when the year was over, a lot of my friends kept asking me, what's the first thing you're gonna go out and buy? And the truth was, not much really. It took me several months before I found anything I liked enough to buy, and even when I did buy things, I ended up returning most of them, which I kind of feel guilty about, but I just became so picky. And I also just knew how long it takes to use something and really wear it out. So now my mindset is that anything I do add to my collection, I want it to be something that I'm going to own for a long time. So 2019, the year of my no-buy, was for decluttering and simplifying and improving my consumeristic tendencies. Then 2020 Even though it wasn't a no buy year, it ended up being a low buy year, meaning I had a limited amount of purchases. I didn't really buy very much. I unintentionally ended up only replacing what needed to be replaced and added maybe 5 new pieces to my wardrobe over the course of the year. So what should you do if you're interested in doing a no buy year? Well, when a new year approaches, so does an opportunity for a clean slate. And you don't have to be crazy like me and do an entire year. A month or even a week can make a big difference to actually rewire your habits and save you some money along the way. Also, if you've got a goal that you've just got your eye on, whether it's paying off debt, saving a down payment, or for travel like me once that's possible again, then this no buy year can be a catalyst for you to reach your goals. And again, your categories may vary. You may even want to go more hardcore than I did and include things like restrictions around eating out, no haircuts, no Ubers, whatever the case may be. Figure out what's essential for you, what you can and can't live without, and even just what you want to challenge yourself with, and focus your energy there. So if you're anything like me and you already have enough, my question to you is, what will you do this year? Spend mindlessly or save with intention? Thanks for joining, and see you in the next one.